with this all-new vehicle, we will start in the dark. Ooh, look at that. Dynamic projection of the turning indicators here on the ground. And this is not only a visual thing, but also a safety thing that people can better see where you are actually going. But where is Audi going? With the all-new Audi Q7, we're going to find out here today in exterior, interior, and the technology with Thoma스는 Autogefuehl의 in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. And yeah, I think I just dropped the tablet here for a second. Then Leah can already show you the vehicle, which has a lot of lighting features here. Look at that front. The front grille is illuminated if you have the S-line, which we can see right here. Then you have these illuminations right in here. Large Audi rings, not three-dimensional though, but very large. And a low pierce blue is this very vehicle color. I tried to match my outfit for that here today. Is more like a, I would say it has a little bit of old school, like, maybe like 70s car design look from the color. But I think it's actually pretty cool. Main headlamp unit is here in the lower part. This is the digital matrix light. So you would start with normal LED, which has already the matrix LED included from the hardware spec. Then you have to do a software unlock about that. And then this is the digital matrix LED. This is different hardware, which even can do some projections in the front and so on. And then also you get here these projections on the ground here with the turning indicators, and it works both in the front and in the rear. In the rear, you need the additional option of OLED. Yeah, you see where this is going. It's a lot of options, definitely. Here in the side profile, these are 22-inch wheels. You can go from 20 to 23-inch. Then you have here the vehicle color on the wheel arches and the S-line badge. They finally put that one also at the position again where it used to be. Typical upright Q7 style. This is available as 5, 6, and 7-seater, going to dig into interior specs very soon. And then here in the rear, you can see once again the projection on the rear and the modern light technology. Here, for example, this is when the turning indicators or the hazard lights are on. There's the additional triangle here that warns you when I turn the indicators or the hazard lights off. There we go. Then you can also see the difference. So on the North American market, this projection indicator is only working when you hit the turning indicators. In the EU, it's already also working when you hit the hazard lights as well. This is like this sparkling effect here from the rear OLED, again, which is an option. Then you also have this proximity sensor. There it is. That says like, go away, you are a little bit too close. So what do we want to do here with the all-new Audi Q7? You've seen it from the exterior. I think from the design it works quite well. Also honest design here for the exhaust tips. This is no fake exhaust at all. These are gone at Audi again. Illuminated rings here. And they are always a little bit longer with this Q7 in comparison to the competitors, which are the, for example, BMW X5 and the Mercedes GLE. From the current generations, of course, with the X5, there's soon a new generation coming up. But here at this moment, the length here is 5 meters and 199 inches. And that's 12 and 14 centimeters or 5 and 6 inches longer than BMW X5 and the Mercedes GLE, because the Q7 always had this somewhat 7-seater focus or option, and they are a little bit longer than in that respect. One more thing about the suspension. Standard for the Q7 is a normal steel suspension. Audi promises it's supposed to be more comfortable than before. And optional, also equipped with this vehicle, is the air suspension. That is available in the normal, comfortable setup, but also in a sports air suspension setup if you want a little bit stiffer ride. Of course, the riding also adapts with the speed and also with the driving mode you select. And also available optionally is the rear axle steering. Then the rear wheels can turn up to 5 degrees in the opposite direction than the front wheels. Really helpful, especially for a tight basement garage and so on. And by the way, just to tell you a secret, this was really, really funny. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were at the very same location, the very same place, and even the very same studio, and filmed the BMW competitor of this vehicle here. This will also soon to come. Super exciting. Then we also have automatic doors. We're soon going to take you on a tour on the interior. The automatic doors, also an optional feature. You don't have to go for those. On the one hand, they can be a little bit annoying at times. On the other hand, they have practical advantages like you're dropping kids off at school or you're picking them up from school. And then you just, sit there at steering wheel, open the door from the inside, like on the pavement side, and then your kids can go in. This would be one example where automatic doors might be helpful. In other cases, they are maybe a little bit annoying. And then here, under the hood, there we go. What do we have for the powertrains? You can ignore these cables here. This is that the car is powered in the studio with all the light features and so on. This of course won't be the same thing for the customer. It's all about here the 3-liter V6, both as diesel and as the petrol. This here the 3-liter V6 diesel, 250 or the 300 horsepower, depending on the market spec, or in most markets both will be available. And then there will be the 3-liter V6 petrol, either as pure combustion engine or then as plug-in hybrid. This will be very important also for the European market. So in this large SUV category in Europe, it's more diesel or plug-in hybrid. In North America, it's more than the pure petrol engine. In Europe, they will also get here for the diesel and the pure petrol, the MHEV Plus system. That's the mild hybrid plus system. That means you have like a little bit larger battery, which comes closer to an inbuilt hybrid style, but is maybe on the edge of that. You get additional boost, but also more recuperation. And then we can also later expect an SQ7 V8, 4-liter V8 bi-turbo, and then you also get acceleration figures under 4 seconds. But this one here with the 3-liter 6-cylinder, and you can also once again see here when the indicators are not on, you have this somehow crystalline effect in the daytime running light here in the top part. So I think it looks a little bit also like a, let's say, grown-up, larger Audi Q3 goes also in this design language. But I think from the exterior it works very well. Tell me in the comments if you share this or not. Then towards the interior, we'll also take a look here at these electric doors. I like that they still have the classic door handles. Why not? Everyone knows how to use them. Firefighters do as well. So I think it's always the safest solution. And they're also then ready for the Chinese market, where this vehicle will also appear, and there, for example, also will offer an entry-level 2-liter 4-cylinder because of taxation issues and so on. And then here, I can also open everything here with the electric doors. If I step away, the sensors also won't block it. Let's see if it goes a little bit further. Yeah. So here that you can properly access the vehicle. I think the color combination is actually quite beautiful when you have the blue on the exterior, and then you have this matte wood here on the outside. That's actually pretty cool. To close them again, you either can push them like this, then you also have the soft close, but there are always several possibilities. So you can pull the, there we go, this is about the sensors. You can pull these door handles. This is also possible from the exterior. Or you can have to wait for the soft close again. This was sometimes a little bit, slow than just pushing the doors. And then here you can press the button from the inside, and then they're also closing. And I can soon show that to you. When you're on the driver's side, you can also just hit the brake pedal and then it closes. Then inside of the door here, so the top part here is also covered then, and I really love this matte wood styling, especially to the blue contrast. Bang & Olufsen sound system, 22 speakers, optional with 4D sound, so to speak, vibration in the seats, but that's an option. Classic window control, very good quality. Here is some galvanization on the top. Side mirror control, everything, easy to control. Inside of the doors is not covered here, just a rubber pad in the lower part. Memory seating right here. Then we have bright interior styling. I think color-wise it also fits very well. The steering wheel, what they brought back here is that you not have everything with capacitive buttons, but here have a scroll wheel, for example, for the instruments. And here there's a scroll wheel for the volume, for example. And at least you have the illumination and you get somewhat a feedback from this one button for everything. So this is not an S-Line interior, so you can have S-Line exterior, but not S-Line interior. You can mix that around a little bit. Also covered here on the top dashboard, and then they have some fabric use right there, together with more matte wood. You can also get carbon fiber or like aluminum style, but they try to reduce the amount of high gloss black. That's good. They listen to the customer feedback there. What they have not achieved yet is eradicate these large bezels. So here on the instrument side, you see large bezels here, 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 and the screen looks smaller than it actually should be. You know what I mean? So I think that this should be next step to get rid of these large bezels there in the instruments. Oh, here, by the way, for the indicators, this is also taken from the Audi Q3. So this is how you set the turning indicators, and this is how you activate the wipers. Surprise. And it's like this one integrated unit that also goes then to the gear selection on the other side. And you get used to it. The question was, why would you do that? Visual purposes?
It's a little bit cleaner than here in the middle console, maybe.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the gear shift there?
Yeah, the gear shift, that cleans up the middle console, definitely. But here on the turning indicator side, I tested it in the Audi Q3, and it's a little bit close to the steering wheel, so I honestly found it easier when the stalk column is a little bit further away, so to speak. Then the seats, you get 3 different seat forms. You have a base seat, you have a sports seat with more contour on the side, and this is the Sport Seat Plus, which has this integrated head restraint look, but it's still available here to change the head restraint in height. And this one also gets some illumination, so we've also done some pickup shots for you there. And this one also has integrated speakers if you go for the optional sound system. And then they adapt a little bit to the speed, for example, and this is 4D effect. I've tested these sound systems before, and they have like some kind of like bass vibration in the seat. I honestly feel it's a cool effect when you gather your friends and say, hey, look at that new effect I got with the sound system. But then after a while, it gets a little bit annoying. So I would probably go for the B&O sound system, yes, but probably not with the 4D sound. What I now realize is, since I'm a man with very long feet, so this is a little bit close from the length here when I put my feet on this. But these are also very long shoes. Gotta say that, And then when I would press the brake now, the door would actually close. One more thing here: electric steering wheel control from the column, up and down, in and out. So that's fine. And from the headroom, 189, 6:2. That's also no problem at all. It will still be built in Bratislava in Slovakia. So they will not change the plant or something. Will be built then in Europe. And this is also where all the other sister models are being built in the whole family. You know that they said, I asked them, like, is it like a facelift or something, or did they really change the chassis? But they said they did change the chassis, and you can see complete new exterior, complete new interior. Still, like the related models on the very base platform are not only Q7, there's also Q8, there's the Porsche Cayenne, the combustion one, not the electric one, and the Bentley Bentayga, and did I miss anything? Lamborghini Urus. So from the whole corporation, all of the large SUVs have, of course, still something in common. Well, as I said, the other siblings, they share some parts, and even the new Porsche Cayenne Electric, of course, it's a different platform, electric one, yes, but they also share some parts. For example, also these electronic doors, the logic. And I want to press the brake actually to close the door, but I can also do it with the feature you maybe just discovered in our Porsche Cayenne Coupe electric review here, when I use the seat belt and just plug it in, as you should. Then the door is also closed. I did not fake that with the brake, by the way, just to mention. But it's also a very interesting feature. And then, of course, I taught you about this school picking up thing. I can go to the doors menu, and then I could just hold, the field here, and then I can show that to you. It's always live, authentic here, right? So here, then, of course, the pavement side always for the kids, and then you can open and close it like this. So it's a very good family feature in this case. I would still go for the manual door, so honestly, when I say. So this is here also, like, this episode is about light and shadow. What do I mean by that? The light technology. I mean, they really are going forward with light technology again. Audi also claims that with their new light, they say they would be like leading overall. They say, like, also when you drive, that you can see really like the best is possible and so on. Going to test that maybe with a night drive very soon if you are interested in that. So this is really all about light and the indicator features and so on. Here also in the interior they have some nice ambient light integration, and I also love that they really reduced high gloss black. Yeah, we have here high gloss black, but at least not on the middle console again. Also the sides here are properly padded, you know, that it's soft here, so they stepped up the build quality there. Then as I said, carbon fiber or aluminum would also be possible, but this matte wood is awesome. I love that, you know, it's really thick, it's warm basically, and how it feels. It has this matte open cell surface. That's really, really cool. And you have a lot of space, even lighting here inside this panoramic roof. So this goes all the way across. But the cool thing is that you can still actually open it as well. Interesting. So the light then stops because obviously like the electric current then is cancelled. That's interesting. So there we go. Wow, this is a very wide opening. It's almost like Q7 convertible here. They do not apply an additional manual shade here because they say that the UV protection layer they put in this glass would be so thick that it's actually fine. Yeah, and you can also have like this. This does not anything against the heat, but there is still like this PDLC technology in there that you can either see through or that you can dim it a little bit when it gets maybe too bright for you. But yeah, this is all also full of tech. In which area is Audi lacking behind? I think what I mentioned first here, the bezels are just too large from these screens here. There you also have here this additional passenger display. There we go.
Here it's a little bit slow.
Yeah, is it? Yeah. I can check it in the main infotainment system soon. And you can also have different themes here for the background. But yeah, I told you that earlier, also in the RS5 review. They also have this thing that you have to buy some additional themes if you want to, like for 10, 20, 30 euros or something. And I think, yeah, they should at least offer like 10, 15, whatever free, because you pay a car like 150,000 euros, whatever, and then you have to pay 10 euros that it doesn't look like black and white 90s computer style. I don't get that logic. No, I think they should be more customer friendly in that respect. So still too much high gloss black around the screens and everything. Not everyone likes that. Also how you control, for example, the climate unit could be easier done. It's a little bit far away from the steering and so on, but here, at least in this iteration, there's more space here. So in some of the other new models like Q6, A5 and so on, this is even closer, that you cannot really reach it with your fingers. But this is here now, like where it's here and where this is placed lower, it's a little bit better to reach, but not ideal. And we also have to talk about the seat surfaces, because every volume manufacturer, meanwhile, also offers animal-free solutions. And I know for some it's more important, for some it's less important. For me personally, it's very important because I grew up with animals. They have always been friends and family to me. That's why animals are super important to me, and that's why I also want to have an animal-free car, you know. And every manufacturer is offering that meanwhile, like literally every manufacturer, except Audi. Here you can get fabric, but this is a mix of fabric and alpaca wool, which I don't really understand why they would do that. And then also animal skin on the outside. Then you have microfiber use on the inside, this Dynamica microfiber, but then again animal skin on the outside. And this is like the full animal skin seat. And yeah, as I said, Audi is lacking behind in that technology majorly, because if you just watch the technology, there is no need for animal material, because the modern high-tech leather materials are better. And they are softer, and manufacturers and suppliers even say that themselves. So there is no technology need for that. It's just purely based on, we've done that the last 40 years and that's it, you know. And Audi is really, really lacking behind there. And I cannot understand what is the problem to offer an animal-free solution to the manufacturers. Every other manufacturer does that, except Audi. Rant over. Thank you. Now here to the glove box. This one is sliding down in a slow way. And then once again, beautiful matte wood used right here. So overall, the styling of the interior is, I think, pretty cool. Would like to know what you guys think about it. By the way, you also saw the ambient lighting there in the front. The span goes all the way around there and also shows the turning signal here. Not in yellow. Why? I mean, it's sometimes a little bit confusing, but the turning signals on the outside are yellow, but on the inside, this arrow is always green. That's why they also make this turning signal green there in the front. So yeah, very interesting what they've done here with the front interior. Of course, it will be even more critical what's going on in the rear. And since I can, since I'm a true gentleman, of course, Julia, here I can open the door for her. There we go. And then she can also check out the rear seats for us. So, and we have a lot of controls there as well. So it takes a while to do that with the automatic doors. So first of all, I can sit behind myself. There we go. This is also still sufficient legroom. There are a lot of USB-C chargers here, by the way. And if quick USB-C charging is, bless you, Leah, sometimes a little bit dusty in the studios here. You have USB-C chargers in the front too, also inductive charging pads. Then you have USB-C chargers here in the back part of the seat. And then you have USB-C chargers here in the lower part. And the logic is not, it's so complicated, I honestly have to read that out to you. Because the USB-C ports in the first row are 15 watt or optional 60 watt. In the second row, in the seat, here always 45 watt. And in the middle console, 15 watt or optional 100 watt. And in the third row, 45 watt. Welcome to Audi. It's the same with the lights, where when the lights is base LED, optional software unlock to matrix LED, optional digital matrix LED, optional rear OLED, and optional advanced turning signal, because in the front it's built with the digital light, but in the rear you only have the projectors when you have the OLEDs in the rear as well. And then this is all something. So at least in some markets they make it a little bit easier with like packaging and so on. Bottom line, if you want to charge your MacBook here in the rear while working, what I sometimes do, then for example Leah drives, and this is maybe a cool channel name, right? New Leah's channel, yes, Leah drives. And then I sit like here, seat forward, and then I already edit some videos while Leah is driving us home. And then I would really appreciate the 100 watt charging there in the lower pods. That's pretty cool, because most cars are too slow. So it's good that this is available. USB-C part over. Sorry, it's a complicated vehicle. And then here, 189, 602, there's enough headroom left. You see this beautiful panoramic roof there, also with the illumination, and you really get this living room atmosphere. And this is standard. I'm not kidding. It's really a standard feature that the seats are always electric. No, it's not optional. Yes, it's standard. So, and then you can go way forward here to get some more. This looks funny. They always say Germans have no humor. I try to always prove the opposite. So there you can see you can make yourself more trunk room, and you have this 1/3, 2/3 split for that. You also have the electric back part here. They really want to go more in the not premium but really luxury segment here with this vehicle. And then here, ISOFIX, it is also interesting here. Even in the middle seat here. Was it also on the... Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 ISOFIX. Let's see if we have more in the third seating row. I don't think so, but we'll see about that. But this would even work for my brother, I have 3 little nieces, this would even work for him then, for my brother. And then here, cup holders, also here with adaptive design. And this one can also be manually turned as a ski hatch, also possible. But there's even more to come. First of all, one more quick look here at the rear console. We know that for, more like 10, 15 years here was the same takeover from the second generation. Top tether also available, so this is like a child seat machine here. And now we have a lot of buttons here, and you don't understand immediately what is which button. So we can start actually with this button here, because this button is moving then this seat a little bit forward, and then here the second row goes forward. And the reason why it does it in this exact manner is, in that way you can access here the third seating row, but at the same time you could, depending on how large the child seats are, theoretically leave the child seats installed Doesn't, of course, work with every child seat, but with some. So let's see. Now I should, this button, it's this one, right? Is it? Yeah, that was I was searching for. So this is now like the access to the third seating row. And then these buttons here in the lower part, they have also multiple functions. So for example, when I press them, then these seats here in the third seating row, they go up. So everything electric also in that. Oh, wait a minute. There's even ISOFIX here in the third seating row. So that makes it, do I know a car which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 ISOFIX points in this vehicle. This is amazing, really. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, I can also move these seats back here. Yes, that works like that. Yeah, and I think Leah has to hit one of these buttons then there for the other seating row. But she has one light in the one hand and the camera in the other hand. Sorry about that. So then this one. So now then we're going back. Yeah, and then we can already fold the seats from here. That's also possible. And that's the same button, only that you pull the button. So the button that you push and puts up. Oh wait, now it goes the third row
I
down.
have noticed that this would be a good opportunity for a theme. Should I activate the animating mode for you now?
So the car just said that this would be a good opportunity to show me a theme in the vehicle.
Yeah, why not?
Not sure where she got that idea from.
Question is intended for the driver. Should I activate animating mode?
Should she animate animating mode? I don't think so. What I want to show.
Question is intended for the driver. Should I activate animating mode?
This is, by the way, the thing about the voice assistant of modern vehicles. That's always the thing. Here, you can show that better now. So I pulled the button twice, and then I can fold down both seats. So like the third row and the second row. And when I pull the button again, then let's see what happens. First the second row is going up, and then when I push it. So when I push it again. And yeah, it's all behind this seating row algorithm that when the seat goes forward and backward again, and when I push it again, then here this one goes forward. So in order that the third row can go up again. Second part over, but third row is of course still coming because I want to know how much space is there actually. So what we can try is, because the question is always, is it for tall adults? Here. When I go forward, let's say with the bench like this, I could still sit here, like this maybe. Okay. And the question is, if I go then in on the other side, can I sit on the third row? Then this button? No, this. So I really try to learn it, but you're always. That's right. Oh, that might get close. I think maybe Leah has to come around that she can actually show that. But I guess that's more like for children use case, is it? Or? Yeah. Yeah, that's so it's nothing with a legroom for adults. Headroom is no problem at all, and I have these USB-C chargers here. Thanks for. This is the part where you can have fun at my expense. At least Leah has fun at my expense. You are invited to do so as well. Yeah, appreciated it. Does anyone remember how much watt the rear? The third row USB-C takes. Leah, do you remember?
No.
Me neither.
I think 35 or something.
No, close. 45 for the third row. But only 45 for the third row. Yeah. So headroom works, legroom not. But I mean, the good thing is that they really thought about the ISOFIX here, so you can really. How do I get out here? So you can really ISOFIX the car all the way around. Top tether also here 3 times in the rear for the second seating row. So yeah, it's for the kids, right? It's for the kids. So this button, yes. Then this button. Or we can also leave the doors open that we have a little bit more light in the trunk, because the trunk is of course still to come. And how much volume do you have depends on the seating configuration. So this is here the 7-seater as I showed you. Then 5-seater. Then you have a little bit more trunk space. And the difference there is 670 liters for the 5-seater, 580 liters for the 7-seater. And then there would be the 6-seater, which has these captain seats outside in the second row, and the kids can go through the space in the middle to the third row. That would be possible. However, the captain seats cannot do the thing that I'm going to show you right now. First of all, there's an electric trunk cover that goes up and down automatically. I've already stored it here underneath, because then it's not flying around and so on. And now there is this magic button you can also individualize that, some there, some here, and then you can also press one button, then all should go down at once. There, the head restraints flip down, there we go. And then this should also go down as well. And if you have the captain seats, this will not be possible, because they will be like this still, so they are more voluminous, they cannot fold completely. So I think then the 5 or 7-seater is the most practical solution, that you're most flexible also as for the luggage setup. Wow, and look at that setup here right now. This is really cool. So then you have here a length of, this is more than 2 meters actually. So this is like 2 meters and 8, or this is like 82 inches. This is pretty cool. Then let's see, you have a standard length to the second row of 1 meters and 10 or 43 inches. And the height here is also important, it's 79 centimeters, 31 inches. Width here, it depends. So here, this is the smallest point. This is here even more than 1 meters or 40 inches. So overall, a very well usable vehicle, and indeed, as I said, an ISOFIX machine. And you can individually put up some seats, but you can also have this magic button again to put all seats up again. And I really have to emphasize that this is not an option. Maybe they change their minds and suddenly make it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but you always have got to say that. Oh, is it? So we put this one up, then it moves forward a little bit, then these, it's interesting. That's pretty cool.
And the beeping is the attention warning for
there's like attention.
for the driver, that you don't squish them.
Okay. Yeah, not sure if you can pick it up on the microphone, but it's in the infotainment, the vehicle always gives like a warning, like when the seats are moving in the back and so on. Yeah, wow, that's really, really interesting. Pretty cool. So, very versatile as always with the Audi Q7, and it has always had this focus to be, more with this length and children and 7-seater focus and so on. So tell me what you think about the versatility here on the interior. The question is, how much chance does it have against the competitors? Remarkable here is that they have some kind of, all the manufacturers have different approaches to what do they do with their combustion engine lineup and with their electric lineup. And the idea at BMW with the all-new BMW X5 that is here as well. Wait a minute, when does this one have actually? So now it gets really tricky, because we pre-record these videos because it's always under secrecy and so on. And then the question is, when does the X5 reveal and when is the X7? So I have this list of all the upcoming. It's very secret. This list of all the upcoming car embargoes, and they don't tell you anything, now, which is like not true. So this one is revealed beginning of June. So can I say anything about the all-new BMW X5 yet? Oh no, I'm not allowed. But what I can say is that the X5 will house one platform for different powertrains, and also the EV. This one here is a combustion engine platform. And so far, Audi has the Q6 e-tron. They also had the renamed Q8 e-tron, but that one is discontinued now. So this is now the pure combustion engine approach, and we have not seen a large Audi EV yet. full size. We know that there's the Porsche Cayenne. This is also company internal, so they could make a new Q8 electric based on the Porsche Cayenne. That would be something. You might now also ask yourself, that's also the first question I posed to Audi, what about the normal combustion engine Q8? They say so far they let it run parallel and will not update it here with these changes that we see right here. So that might be the thing, like when you say like, hey, I rather like the older Audi interiors, then you would still go with an Q8. And then we have to see what happens to the Q8 then, electric or not in the future. And you can be sure if you're subscribed here to Autogefuehled, to our channel, that we will also always keep you updated with the all new, with the latest model changes, and of course also when the new generation will arrive. So tell me now what you think about the all new Audi Q7. And you might have seen already maybe some spy shots or so on. I already have, and there will also be a bigger brother of the Audi Q7 coming up very soon. And we will also keep you updated with that. And now it's time to check out the competitors of the Q7.